Welcome everyone. So first we're going to do some warm-up to prepare your muscles, and we're going to discuss the balancing poses, how to get there, how to make this challenging. I think this is the most challenging this is the most challenging part of yoga, group of poses to people really struggle with. And they always say after session, oh, you know, Alicia, the balancing one was really hard. It is challenging for myself as well. Why? Because we've got two legs and usually we use them together. We're not used to be on one leg, other one is somewhere higher, lower. That's why is the tricky part. How to really work with your core to keep good stability in the rest of your body, to be comfortable with the balancing poses. So it's few things you need to understand to really get for the strong balancing poses. So that's the first part. We're going to start the beginner yoga workshop with balancing poses first. Okay, so let's start some warm-up. Let's go on your four, hands with your shoulders width apart, knees with your hips. And the first thing you need to be aware is how is your head and how is your torso. If you're just dropping everything without using muscles so much, or you actually start to focus and bring your neck in spine line, so you're going to engage muscles in your neck to hold your head in the right position, as well as your belly slightly tuck under, so you're pulling belly in to support your lower back. Hanging like this doesn't make any favor for your lower back, so you need to be aware head position and your lower back most of the poses, especially on your four. But we're doing just the warm-up on your four. So now tuck those under. Now push your belly down using muscles, okay, so really feel this arch, and you can look forward or you can look up. Depends how is your neck and this curve in your spine, okay? And when you exhale, first your feet press to the floor, again from your hips, tuck under, and just look down. Avoid pulling your head towards your chin, because you're going to stretch your upper back more than your lower back, and most of us don't have the right posture, and the muscles here usually like this. So if you try to push from your shoulders, from your upper back, you just exaggerate your posture already. So it's important you're making movement by moving your hips, okay? So you've got your toes, spine, head, forward or up, and exhale from your hips. Just tuck in, really pull in to feel lower back area. A few more times. Remember, in the warm-up part, you need to be super gentle. I always ask, go easy, but especially warm-up, you're not stretching, you're just preparing your muscles, so you don't have to push, you don't have to force, just simple movement. You can feel it's nice, okay? So I don't want to feel any stretching, very intense stretching, just simple movement to prepare your body, your joints and your muscles for stretching. Can start straight away. You know, the big muscles, long muscles in your legs, as well as your hips. You need first some movement going around. Okay, now tuck us under, lift your knees and move your hips and move your chest, shoulders back, and slowly go back down. So that's our inhale, and as you exhale again, lift your hips and knees off the floor. But really feel this movement backwards. Okay, so that's a preparation for your arms, chest, shoulders, core, legs, total body preparation. Inhale on your knees and exhale. Slowly push back. Your knees bend, heels off the floor. It'll be too many reps for you, so you're never done yoga. I know, yeah, I've got a few people who already can do yoga, so that's okay. But if you've got the feeling you need to stop, your muscles start to be tired, or wrist, just take a break anytime you need to, right? So you need to be comfortable with everything what you're going to do right now. So now you need your right leg to the front. Lift to stretch your legs, hips, glutes area. So start easy first. So it's all about exploring. It's like, okay, I don't know how far I can go, so you're going to slowly just learn and see how your body's responding to the stretch. You don't have to go that deep at some point. So maybe start your leg closer, but if you notice your knee is no longer directly above your ankle, move your foot forward. So more flexible than you actually think, and you can go for even more stretching. What is important in this stretch is squeezing glutes. You're crunching your buttocks muscles on your left side to support lower back. Stretch, it's gonna be here, front of your leg, your quadricep, your hip flexor, and right, you're going to feel your hip and the back part of your leg, glutes, and part of your hamstring and lower back. But really work. You can't do this exercise without squeezing glutes. We need this support, the muscles engage to work with your lower back. Inhale, release, and slowly exhale, stretch. To relax your shoulders. Inhale, slowly exhale. If you've got sensitive knees, you can use pillow or blanket underneath your left knee. Later on, you just get used to it. Remember, wrist and knees. Now, first thing you're going to notice, they suffer the most. Try your left leg again, checking how is the flexibility on the side. Sometimes you can feel the difference. One side is much more flexible than the other one, which is common. Nothing wrong with that. But if you notice, is big difference between. So let's say in this leg you can go really low, deep, but the other side was only here. So I advise to do this stretching first, the one which is really tight, do few repetitions on the other, which is fine, and go back to the one which needs more work. So don't try to stretch only the, let's say, bad side, the side which is really, really tight, and don't do anything on the other side, because you know what's happened. Yes, you're gonna be more flexible on the side you are working on. That's why. Start with the side which is more work, do few reps as well on the other side to try to bring the balance, and finish again on the side which is super tight. So that's my advice, to slowly bring the balance in your body. Maybe one more. Inhale, and slowly exhale. How are your legs? How are you feeling? Good? Great. So now let's stand up. Legs nice and wide. Try to squeeze your abdominal muscles, squeeze your glutes. And now left arm up. Inhale. And when you exhale, slowly bend forward to your side. Inhale. And slowly exhale. Relax your right shoulder. Try to stretch all the muscles here. Nicely work for your lower back as well. Stronger core area. That's right. Maybe one more. Inhale. Slowly exhale. And now to your right. Inhale. Slowly exhale. Left shoulder relax right now. Nice to your right. Inhale. Slowly exhale. Okay. Bring your feet together. Spread your toes. And now press to the ground. First, before we start balancing on one leg, we try, that is my kind of preparation for balancing poses. Always we start the class first with this one, so just be ready for more challenge on one leg. So what we're trying to do in here is try to pull your knees together, so try to make one strong leg instead of two separate legs. Of course, you can do that if you're fine. You can control your balance, you've got your feet nice and flat, that's fine. But if you're a beginner, never done anything like this, feet together gives you better balance and makes position easier. And this is we all need to go easier instead of just jumping deep into the water, and later on you just find, yeah, that's too hard, and you're just going to give up. So start easy, and if you're going to feel, yeah, that's easy, you can try more challenge. So center of the gravity, where is it? Is here. If you imagine your core like a belt around your waist, in here, your hips, higher here. So as much control you have in this area, your balance is stronger. So when in this position and this movement, you're not trying to focus too much on your heels, but focus on muscles around your pelvis, your waist. So you're pulling abs in, squeezing your glutes, and you're trying to think about lifting your hips and slowly bring them down. Press your big toes to the floor, press your heels together, so to feel the pores, toes to the floor, heels together. That gives you another, like an anchor to catch the balance right. And you're trying to inhale, slowly exhale. If you find this is easy, you can try to hold this position with good breaths, your shoulders relaxed, hands on your hips, that's the first option. Later on, if you're still fine and holding position nice and strong, try with your arms. They have to be that high straight away, could be just halfway and down, or maybe you're comfortable, your arms over your head. So I'm just checking how strong is your core, how strong your legs to hold this position. Heels off the floor, maybe one more. Inhale and slowly exhale. My leg's shaking already. The busy whole week. Alright, give your legs some shake. So now let's try to lift your left leg. But before we do that, you need to understand now all your balance depends on your right leg. Because we have to lift left. So before the movement, your left leg, again, squeezing glutes and engage your quadricep, right leg. How to do it? Think about locking your knee joint. This is just the idea how to control muscles here. So you're just putting your knee back and up. So that's the way to feel, yeah, they contract. Even if you can't feel any difference, you're still trying to do that. Muscles engaged. But it takes time to actually feel, yeah, I can feel it. Something is going on in here, the muscle's tighter. And now you're ready to lift left leg. Again, it's not about how high straight away, because as I mentioned, it's all beginners. So we need to start super easy, which is nothing wrong to go with easy option, to learn how to hold the balance. Now you need to clench your buttocks muscles on your right, really, really strong, okay? Because as much as the muscles engage on your right, they give the stability to your hips, makes the position easier, okay? So again, it's all about the core. So the balance is about strong core muscles to hold good stability in the center. And maybe you find this is quite challenging to lift leg, or maybe say, yeah, that's fine, I can hold it. So let's hold. You can place your hands. You can place both hands. Keep your chest nice and high, right leg straight on the floor. Later on, you can try with some twists. So maybe just your arm, you're still keeping your chest mostly facing forward, or you're going to add this rotation to the side. So that's the way to holding the same position, but working for your balance. Next level, bring some challenge. So that's the idea. So working at home by twisting side to side. If you're happy, holding this position, you're still smiling. If you're smiling, you're controlling your breaths, and this is really important. If you're still fine, maybe arms again is halfway, or arms over your head, and slowly exhale down and relax. Shake it. How your leg? Good? Feeling? Right. Remember, if it's too long to hold, take a break. Just fine, watch. As I said, you will have this access for this video later anytime, so you can go for more in a full session. So as you remember, before we start to lift leg, because sometimes you can do that, which is much easier to hold the balance, but it's not good for your hip joint because muscles here, they don't work right now as they were designed. So it doesn't matter where is your leg, your hips needs to be stable, square, okay? So it's nothing like I lift my leg and I'm doing this stuff, okay? With good stability in here. As you're still holding leg on the floor. Hope that makes sense. If nothing, let me know. I'll check the chat in a minute. Oh, Damon, let me know. Okay, so let's try. Again, strong quadricep, your front of your left leg, upper part, and glutes. Really feel, get good stability to lift your right leg. And the breathing to really work efficiently with your abs. Inhale, down, and exhale. You can try, pull your belly in through the spine. Inhale, down to the floor, slowly exhale. So that's the first step to work the balancing poses. That's right, yes, we need to start somewhere. We're not going to lift legs if we can hold this position already. Okay, and it's not fun. We like to see, yeah, we are actually good at something. So when you enjoy, oh yeah, that's good, I can hold that. Good. Start with the small steps. Baby steps better than just straight away do some crazy things. Give yourself time. Be patient. It's not gonna happen in one session, but hopefully you're going to enjoy the journey to get there. That's the options. If you want to bring some challenge, holding the same position with your right leg front of you, or harder for your right leg to keep up. Inhale, slowly exhale. Maybe two more with me. Really strong glutes on your left side. One more. Inhale, slowly exhale, and relax. Okay, shake legs again. How are you doing? Good. Let me check. You got anything in here? Still shy. Yeah, it's always who's going to start. And what question? Later is always easier. Okay. Next one. So you got leg forward. Now it's gonna be your leg back. You're still facing forward, so you can see what's going on. I'm going to change position to show you from the side. So left leg. The same way. Right needs to be super active. All your muscles, quads and your glutes. Bring your left leg back. Make sure not leaning to your right side. Position is nice and strong. And you're just simply trying to bend your knee and lift your foot. That's it, without moving your leg. Yes, that's important. Why? Again, we need the stability. And it's a reason we're lifting legs. It's not only balance, but also you're going to stretch muscles. Left leg, your hip flexor and your quadricep. Making stronger back of your leg, your hamstring and your glutes. Inhale, slowly exhale. Inhale, exhale again. Doesn't have to be high. What is important? You're making this movement. See, I can't even hold the position. Why? Because you change position of your hips. You change position of your balance. Okay, we designed to keep both feet on the floor, so the balance is strong as long as your hips square, left and right the same height. When you move your leg out, you see where is my left, where is my right hip. My left is higher, which means I change my balancing point. It's gonna be much harder to hold the position. Later on in the advanced poses, yes, we do that, but for beginners, let's learn from the easy stuff first. Be strong with the position, the easy one. So as you're lifting your foot, you bend your knee, you're actually pulling your knees together. So avoid this movement because you've got this feeling like it's higher, but it's just the impression. But it's much easier right now to lose the balance. Knees together, inhale, slowly exhale, shake on the side again. Inhale, And exhale, position nice and tall. It's very important you try to keep your position as tall as you can. You can imagine a string on top of your head and someone is pulling up, especially as you're lifting your leg. This really helps as you're trying to lengthen to your spine. Now it's easy to say. It's 100 things to do at the same time, I know. Could be sometimes overwhelming, it's like, she's crazy. But as much as you understand and you know why and what and how, you know you're doing right thing. You are not here, I can see you, I can go and say, okay, let's try this one, let's try this one. That's why I need to explain everything right now, because I can't see you guys. But I like to be sure you're doing the right thing, the correct position, okay? So if you're fine, you can hold, otherwise just practice. The balance is not very strong, still not feeling, yeah. This is the start. Later on, lifting your leg. Later on, holding your knees together, you're trying to reach with your arm back without twisting too much. You don't want this twist in your lower back, okay? So it's all about shoulder. How flexible is your chest and your arm? How is range of movement in your shoulder to reach for your heel first? So first just touching your heel. Later on, as you improve the flexibility here and here, you're going to bring closer. Later on, you're going to grab and go from the outside first. After that, as you improve your chest and shoulder, you're gonna be from the inside. And later on, you can try to lift your leg. What is important when you're trying to make the movement? Your left arm and your left leg is active. When I lift like this, I'm not stable at all. You need to use all your muscles to still keep the position right. So it's not like resting, yeah, I'm holding my legs so I can lift like this. It's not going for long. So hold position strong is when you're able to grab your foot. Right now, your leg is pulling back. So you need to feel the stretch in your arm, because the leg is pulling your arm. And now your arm is pulling forward. So you've got two forces. One pulling to the front, one pulling back. So arm is pulling forward, the leg is pulling your arm backward. So that's the way to work. And your knee again. See? Always, when you change position of your hips, you're going to lose the balance. Simple as that. So I try to show you from this side. We're still doing left leg. When you're moving back, your knee is still pointing to the floor. Not here, but directly down and back. See? My legs behind, directly behind me. That's the way to work. So I hope that's clear, and all the things, how to engage muscles and control, makes this balancing poses easier for you. Okay, quick. I need to drink something. You two guys, take as many breaks as you need to. Do you have any questions, comments? Not yet. So let's try right leg. Before we lift, strong muscles. This is a big group. And this one. Both together, hold your hip nice and strong. Easy. It's not too easy. Let's move your foot. In high. Exhale, change your leg. Right leg. In high. And exhale, butt. Knees together. If you notice, I always forget about this knee. This knee is always here. That's okay. Grab something. Anything. You've got yoga block, fine, but could be pillow, something just roll like a towel, just something to bring between. So if you say yoga block, it's not very soft. I wouldn't advise to place between your knees, because we'll bend this joint, but keep a little higher. So you need to squeeze from your muscles, from your legs, right leg. And you just work this way. So if you find it, I always forget it. I forgot everything, I'm losing balance because this leg just always goes out. Yeah, that's the trick. To like reprogram your brain, the leg needs to be actually pointing down, the knee, instead moving out. So that's my advice. Yeah, someone say, yeah, I can use this one. Okay, yeah, but this is quicker way, right? Without argue, much quicker. You can just put it and put it out. With the straps, just takes so much time for all the preparations, and sometimes could be just like, you know, I'm spending much more time to adjust things to actually practice. And I always try to, yeah, just make as many benefits from the pose and movement as possible, because you know every moment is very precious for us. Okay, so if you're ready for more, you can hold and try. No, it's not gonna happen. Hold it. As you improve flexibility, foot is gonna be closer, right? And one day, oh yeah, I can just touch. That's fine. Later on, it's gonna be your heel. Later on, it's gonna be your foot. But is flexibility. Front of your right leg now. And you can try, but remember, it's not about lifting, it's about movement in your leg, moving back, and now your arm is pulling up. So squeezing your glutes muscles on your right side. You bring your left front of you, and again, try to activate quadricep in your left leg. That's the way. Later on, arms like this, if you like to, but that's right. Knee pointing to the floor. So I'll show you one more time from the front. So when you notice, yeah, I can reach for my foot, but you're moving your leg out. Your muscles here still not ready for moving back. So wait for the moment when your knees, that knees together, and you can reach back for your foot. Knee pointing down. Movement, leg, arm to go up. Keep smiling, always keep smiling. Inhale, slowly exhale, and relax. Okay, shake it. So you've done balancing the leg front of you, balance the leg back, one left, out to your side. You're going to start your right on the front again, strong muscles. And try to practice. Okay, got a question. Just a second. Try to push your knee out, holding hips nice and square. Always remember, the center of the gravity is without any movement. Because we're working right now for better flexibility, your inner thigh, left leg. So you can practice now, okay, without twist your hips. You're going to feel straight away in your knee and your ankle. So moving your leg out as long as your hips square. That's the way to work. Which is called the tree pose. We can discuss the wrist situation, especially for women in yoga. So we've done left leg, inhale out, exhale, bring in. Inhale and exhale. And the rest of your body, as you can see, as stable as possible. So really think, how my hips. This is not very safe for your joints, especially your right knee. Okay, so it's not about how far you can twist your leg, is just checking what's my range of movement for now. Movement is just your leg out and in from your hip joint. That's it. If the muscle is tight, yeah, I can't go any further, which is fine. That's absolutely fine. Respect that. And eventually, as you're working the right way, think about position, alignment, rest of your body, that's the way to improve. So one day, it's going to be pointing more out, or even in line together, right, with both knees. Because this is what you're trying to do, bring more mobility in your hip by stretching muscles. When you notice, it's like a pinching pain in your hip, that's a sign you're forcing for too much. go easier. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and that's it. Later on, if you're happy with this position, your balance is strong, you can try. Place your toes on the floor, rest of your foot against your right butt. Check how is your hip. I'm just exaggerating right now so you can see better what people sometimes do. They just pull hips to your right. I know it's easier, but it's not very safe for your knee, for your hip joint. This muscle needs to be engaged, so as you can see, when I engage them, I'm pushing my hips forward and pull them to the other side. So again, my leg has the position as I've got when I got two on the floor. Hope you can see that. Okay, look. This is the same. Got both feet together. I'm bringing this one here. Nothing changing here. Still nice and stable, and it's all about the stability. So in tree pose, it's about the leg here, arms up. Okay, but not from the beginning. First, work with your core to be familiar with strong balance. You can hold it for some time, as well as flexibility in your left leg and your hip. And later on, you can try with your foot higher. So you're placing your foot always on your muscles. So when you reach your knee area, I advise to place your heel above your knee, so it's just on the muscles again, not directly on your foot. Because when you can go higher, halfway, just your heel. And later on, you're gonna be able to place your foot. But it needs to be this flexibility in your left leg to bring it that high. Okay, balance is one thing, but the flexibility on your left side is important as well. See? Hips, knees in line together. If your leg is here, muscles is not ready, it's going to be much harder to hold the position. And I think it's more important, okay, I know this one is not very flexible, just hold it here. First, open up your left hip, and later on, try to move your leg. So that's my approach, and it's much safer for your joints, your hips. You've got just one body, so better to take care of your body. Try your right leg, inhale and exhale. Shoulders relaxed. So that's the first step to give your body time. Okay, how to hold this balance, how to use the muscles, which muscles we need to use. And just get used to, yeah, we know this position, fine, yeah. All the muscles nice and strong. It's now just flexibility on the right leg and hip area, but no pain in here. And later on, you're trying to lift higher, higher as you reach your foot very top. If you're gonna be here, sometimes like, I can't place it, but you're just sliding down. Is my leggings fabric? What is it? Always, massive needs to be active. They need to be active. So when you're comfortable, you're holding balance, yeah, that's easy. And you place your foot right now. Muscles in your left leg, your inner thigh, pressing against your foot. And your foot again. So they're working again opposite direction. So this force holds your foot, not leggings. People say, oh yeah, I'm going to use the yoga socks, stuff like that. They can help, but the truth is my muscles, right leg, left, still super active, and I'm using the force. So my foot pressing to my leg, and my left leg is pushing against the right. Hopefully that makes all sense. And I give you a quick break, guys. I answered them all, and it's all clear, and my explanations were enough for you all, and you're convinced now. Yoga is for everyone, so please spread the word with your friends, with your family. Yes, you can do yoga even if you can't bring your legs over your head, if you can't do any pretzels, if you can't do any splits. You can still do yoga and can still enjoy the journey to be more flexible and stronger, more positive, relaxed and calm person. So that's my message for all of you, and please, if you agree with me, just say the same to your friends and family. So thank you very much for your time, for all your questions, and being with us and participating in this special workshop, because I can see it's all about small details. Small change in your body position can change everything about the pose, and if you're stretching the muscles or completely going to the wrong way. Okay, so thank you. That's all? That's all. Okay. You can look
See you
here.
guys.
It's confusing looking here.
No, I'm looking to finish everything.
Questions. Alright. So that's my boss. He said no classes tomorrow. No live classes.
No,
so
I'm
blame
not-
him.
I'm not
It's
your-
all blame.
I'm not your
on
boss.
him. I need to say that.
Okay, yeah, I'm the boss.
For today only. So thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Stay safe, healthy, and tune with us.
Bye.